Welcome once again to Game Day Highlights presented by our good friends at CDW. I am your host, Chris Rose. We will show you when a sack is not a sack, plus the best fantasy player that I guarantee you is not rostered in your league. But let's start it off with a pair of teams that played a wild one in LA a year ago. 47-42, a Justin Herbert win, but this time could his defense stop Nick Chubb in Cleveland? Scoreless in the first, and Chubb, watch this. He's got the nimble feet, and he's got the power. And watch what he does to Khalil Mack at the end of this thing. Get off of me! 93 yards in his first 5 games, most by a Browns player since Jim Brown in 1963. Those Browns are up 7-zip. Next drive, Jacoby Brissett. Amari Cooper just 1 catch last week for 9 yards, 7 for 76, and that touch, it's 14-zip. The Chargers' worst rushing team in the league coming in, and well, a healthy dose of Cleveland's defense will help you out. Austin Eckler, 71 yards. It should have been 75, but great play by Greg Newsome to drag him down. Bolts had to settle for a field goal. That was 71 of his career best 173 on the ground. In the second, Herbert, Eckler gets it, moves it, gets it into the end zone. Bolts take a 17-14 lead to cap a 12-play, 99-yard drive. Ensuing Cleveland drive. Chubb again, pickup of 29. That's 29 of his 134 on the day, and you're like, oh, man, he's on my fantasy team. They're going to take him out. No, they're going to give him the ball. They're going to let him get into the end zone. Browns reclaim the lead 21-17. Waning seconds of the first half, the only kicker drafted this year, Cade York, a perfect 8 for 8 on field goal attempts. Yeesh! Till Rose jinxed him. He's wide from 45. Put that in the back of your brain. So the Browns are up 4 at the break. Third quarter, same score. Eckler again. No touchdowns in the first 3 games. 3 last week, and he's doing it again, even though he got face masked here. He finds the end zone twice, and LA is up 3. Next Browns drive. 4th and 1. Browns are going for it with under 9 to go in their own territory. No Jacoby Brissett on the sneak. No Nick Chubb. They give it to Kareem Hunt on a wide, and that's no good. Leads to a Chargers field goal. They're up 6. In the 4th, the Browns are down 2. Brissett on 3rd and 9. Somehow keeps this play alive. Somehow gets the first down and a good block down the field. And the Browns have a chance. 4 plays later, it's 3rd and 7. Brissett trying to do something. Oh, it looked like he had a daylight to the right side, throws back across his body. It's Alohi Gilman with the INT. Brissett, just his 2nd career red zone pick. You can see he's trying to get it past 1 Charger and 2, and that math ain't going to work for Cleveland. So the Chargers now with 2 minutes to go, 3rd and 3. Cleveland has no timeouts left. Browns stop him. So what are you going to do on 4th and 2? Herbert calls a timeout. Brandon Staley, the king of going for it, goes for it at his own 45. Mike Williams has it stripped by the rookie MJ Emerson. Staley will answer for that momentarily. Nice play by the Rook. So the Browns with no timeouts left and over a minute to go. Brissett, Cooper moves the chains. But then in the next 3 plays, they get -1 yard. So they send out their rookie, Cade York, who won it from 58 opening day in Carolina. From 54, he is. Oh, Kevin Stefanski can't believe it. Shortchanged the Browns with some of that play calling late. And LA escapes Cleveland with a 2-point win. But Coach Staley, about that 4th down.
Just wanted to finish the game with the ball. Felt like we liked the play, liked the matchup. Obviously, the storybook would have been just to finish it right there, all right, and to walk to victory lane, but that's not how it went. We had to go play defense. We had to go defend, and our defense ended up winning us the game with that takeaway and that stop at the end of the game.
Head overseas. Out to Tottenham Hotspur. Boy, they were treated to a good one last week between the Vikes and the Saints. What about the Giants and the Packers, who were the last NFL team to play an international game, taking on the NFL's leading rusher, Saquon Barkley, and doing his thing again. Watch the cut. He could not do that last year coming off of that injury. Picks up 40 of his 70 right there. 9 plays later with under 90 ticks left in the half, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley to Daniel Bellinger. The rookie tight end looked like he wanted to throw it. He kept it, and the Giants are down just 7. Oh, trickiness. Do you think the people over in England who don't watch a lot of this were like, what the heck is going on here? What the heck is... But it was fun. That's all you need to take away from it. Third quarter, G-Men down 7. Jones to Barkley, gets lit up by Devondre Campbell, lands on his shoulder. Had to head to the tent, had to head to the locker room. But he would eventually return. Now, in the fourth, we flipped ends. That's what we do at the end of quarters. It's the same drive for the Giants. Daniel Jones, even on that gimpy ankle is what some people call it. He gets the first down. Don't worry about the ankle. Worry about his hand. He scrapes it on the turf. Plasma. That's gross. I'm gonna need some makeup. And then, no, there's no Saquon, but there's plenty of Gary Brightwell. Second-year player out of Arizona, ties it at 20 after a 15-play, 91-yard drive. Good for him on his first NFL score. We haven't seen any Aaron Rodgers. That's because on 3rd and 10, they go 3 and out. Alan Lazard has it knocked away by Fabian Moreau. Good play there. Giants, they kept Green Bay's offense off the board in the final 30 minutes, so the Giants get it back. Saquon back in the game. Daniel Jones threw for a season best, first time over 200 yards. Oh, look at the nasty move Saquon puts on the Packers D. He had 106 total yards. You could call that move savage on Darnell Savage. And 5 plays later on 1st and goal, Jones is going to be split out. Well, we don't have to guard him. He's got a bad ankle, but you have to figure out how to D26 who gets his 6. Giants have their first lead of the game overseas. But don't count out the 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers just yet. 3rd and 4 from his own 31. Rodgers to Robert Tonyan. Wide open, moves the sticks. It's a gain of 14. 5 plays later, Rodgers looking for Alan Lazard. More cheesehead, please. That's a pickup of 9. Rodgers, 25 of 39 for 222 and a couple of scores. 5 plays later, under 90 to go. Rodgers on 3rd and 1, looking for old reliable Randall Cobb, but it's the rookie first-rounder, Kayvon Thibodeau. We'll call him Thibodeau on that play. More like a face jam, if you ask me. But it brings up 4th and 2, and what are you going to run? Rodgers looking for Lazard. Back-to-back swaps by that Giants D as Xavier McKinney does it. The G-Men erase a double-digit deficit. The 4-1 Giants, their best 5-game start since 2009. And who's fired up? Their rookie head coach, Brian Daboll. Give it to me. Yeah, it's like WWE in the NFL. Why not? Coach, good for you guys.
Just say that he comes in ready to go each week. He's very humble. I think it's very, very important to him. He has very good leadership amongst the team. Players got a lot of respect for him, and I know the coaches do too. We have confidence in him. He's done a really good job for our football team, and the things that we've asked him to do, he's done them well. I'm glad he's our quarterback.
Do you believe that this was a statement for your team considering the opponent and quarterback on the other sideline?
No. I just think it's the next game. That's all these games.
Yeah, I feel better at 4-1 for sure. We get to handle adversity a little bit better. We're a little bit of a roller coaster team at times. Our best teams have been a little bit more steady. So we got to find that rhythm and that steadiness. We got to get back and get healthy and get rested. We got a home game that we'll probably be favored in against the Jets. And we got to go back and refocus.
What about the team that won in London last week? The Vikings and Kirk Cousins on the way back. He borrowed Christian Darrisaw's ice. He sure did. Oh, my gosh. Ice KC?
I'd never actually put a chain on, so that was my first experience of what that feels like, and honestly, it was very empowering. Felt pretty good to have that chain on.
Just how empowering was it? You can ask the Bears D about it because he came out on fire, even though he was wearing ice. Cuz to Justin Jefferson, originally called a touchdown, but nah, he would be shy, and Dalvin Cook would punch it in from there. Second quarter, Vikings looking to add to their 14-3 lead. It's JJ again, who had 10 receptions in the first half alone. And 5 plays later on 3rd and 10, Bears could not get off the field. Vikings converted 12 of 15 third down tries. This is the old throwback from Jefferson to Dalvin Cook, a gain of 23. And then 3 plays later on 3rd and goal, Cousins to Jalen Reagor with his first Vikings touchdown. Yes, that is a pass. In fact, Cousins connected on his first 17 passes, and it's 21-3. And you're thinking with this Bears offense led by Justin Fields, it's over. But no, because Darnell Mooney is a bad man. I have no idea how he snagged that. Good for you, kid. Stay with it, man. You're all right. Gain of 39. Bears in the red zone for the first time on the day. 3 plays later, David Montgomery, welcome back. He's been banged up. Here he does it and gets into the end zone. Finished with just 12 carries, 20 yards in that score. Bears are down 11. Third quarter, same score. Fields, who had a season-high 208 passing yards. That, too, is a pass to Velus Jones, the rookie with his first NFL touchdown. 2-point try, no good. Chicago down 5. Fourth quarter, Vikings nursing a 2-point lead. Cuz looking for Adam Thielen, but it's picked off by Kindle Vildor. He opens the door to a possible Chicago lead. In fact, Cairo Santos would connect from 51, and Chicago would indeed have a lead. Uh-oh. Here's bad news for Chicago, because time for our orchestrated drive of the day presented by CDW. Under 10 to go. Cousins down 1. Irv Smith Jr. That's a pickup of 15. Cousins 32 of 41 on the day. Now Cousins to JJ, who finished with a career best 12 for 154. 7th play of the drive, Cousins to Irv Smith Jr. So we've got a JJ and a JR on this drive. That's 13 more. Now your 14th play on the drive, 3rd and 8, Cousins to Alexander Madison. That's 11 and a first down. And your 17th play of the drive. It goes 7 minutes, and it's the old rugby scrum. Cousins is in. Vikings 2-point conversion is good, so Justin Fields is down 7. He finds Amir Smith-Marset, the former Viking. Good move, but kid just get down. Instead, he gets stripped by Cameron Dantzler. He gets down, and that preserves Minnesota's big old win. The Vikings are 4-1 for the first time since 2016. That is your final. And how about JJ? I guess I call him JJ since we're such good buddies. Most games with at least 150 receiving yards, age 23 or younger since 1950. Look at this list. Randy Moss, Canton. Mike Evans, we'll see you there. Isaac Bruce, Canton. Justin Jefferson, keep doing your thing. Hey, the champs are back home on Sunday, back in a house that has some serious cracks in its foundation. Retirement, injuries, and inconsistency have seriously plagued LA's O-line. 4 games, 4 different starting lineups has Matthew Stafford taking shots and delivering picks. Sunday, the Rams had to deal with Dallas's D and Micah Parsons coming in at 3-1 and giving up just 15.5 per. Cooper Rush looking for another win. Dak getting closer with that bum thumb. As for Stafford, you know who was getting closer? Dorrance Armstrong forcing the fumble, and we got a tank on the move in L.A. DeMarcus Lawrence in from 19 yards out. This Dallas defense, they capitalize on turnovers. They rush the passer like none other. And this Rams offensive line's like, ole, just let him go. Yeah, I'd be looking at that hand as well, Matthew Stafford. Next Rams possession. Uh-oh, Riley Dixon has it swatted away by Dorrance Armstrong, the D lineman. He got in for the swat. This kid just makes play after play after play. Dallas tacks on a field goal. It's 9-zip. Yeah, the former special teams coach for L.A., John Fossil, loving it. Second quarter, it's now 9-3, but Matthew Stafford, why don't you get your Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp? 75 yards on this one. Longest touchdown catch of his career. It was more like a short catch and a long run, but how about this? Look at that, Ma. One hand. LeBron's even tweeting about you. Sheesh, Cooper Kupp. Yak to the house. Wonder if he had him on his fantasy team. Maybe. Maybe LeBron's got Tony Pollard on there. Dude is a playmaker. You got to give him the rock when you can. 8 carries, 86 yards. That from 57 yards out. Cowboys ran for 163 on this day. That is pretty. And the Cowboys are up 16-10. Third quarter, same score. Rush. Didn't throw that often, just 16 times on this day. Looking for Michael Gallup. No. Did he? He did. 26 of his 44 receiving yards, and yeah, those little pellets tell the story. Pack is like, dude, I cannot wait to get back out there. As for Micah Parsons, he's just a bad man, but ooh, on that turf, little bit of an issue, trying to stretch out the groin, get on the bike. That's about my pace on a good day. But as for Micah, he's just going to be like, I don't care how I'm feeling. I'm getting in there. Stafford dropped 5 more times. Parsons got him twice. Stafford and Matt Ryan have each been sacked a league-high 21 times now. In the fourth, Rams down a dozen. Stafford trying to keep a play alive on 3rd and 13. Looking for Allen Robinson. Whoa! Malik Hooker with the INT. This Rams offense has scored 20 or fewer in 4 of their 5 games this year. For the first time, they fall below 500 in the McVay era after week 2. Why is that? Because Stafford, once again sacked by Parsons and fumbles it. Sam Williams, the rookie, recovers. This defense, folks, everybody wants to talk about Dak. This defense is going to be why they could get it done. As for the Rams, fewest points by a reigning Super Bowl champion, first 5 games of the season. It ain't pretty. History will tell you. The previous 4, which included that Giants team in '87, where some of those games were played by replacement players, all missed the postseason. Next week, Dallas on Sunday night will be in Philly. Philly looking to improve to 5-0 on the year, taking on Kyler and the Arizona Cardinals. Jalen Hurts, boy, has he been phenomenal so far this year. In part, he's got the arm, he's got the legs. Another rushing touchdown for him and the Eagles' 11th this year. That's the most on the ground. Why don't you do that little bird thing? Still in the first, Eagles up 7-zip. Hurts to Devontae Smith. They've got so many weapons on offense, so many. That's a gain of 22, plus Hurts takes a shot from Dennis Gardeck. Second quarter, Hurts again. You know who's got the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in his first 25 starts? Yeah, Jalen Hurts as he breaks a tie with Cam Newton. And Nick Sirianni's loving it. It's 14-zip for the only unbeaten team left in the league. But Kyler Murray, hey, finally accounts for a touchdown in the first half this year, but at least thanks to his old college teammate, we're going to Hollywood. Marquise Brown into the end zone. Look at this. Off one, sidesteps another, makes a cut, and then utilizes that speed. Cards down just 7. Fourth quarter, Arizona still down 7, 17-10. Murray to Rondale Moore. Good to see him back in the lineup. Adds a little explosiveness. 7 catches for 68 yards. 4 plays later, Murray, when he has to, he'll keep it himself. That's a first down. And with no James Conner, a little banged up in this one. How about Eno Benjamin? Folks, we're tied at 17 after his first touchdown of the season. So what are the Eagles going to do? Do they have it in them? You bet. Kenneth Gainwell. Got that 3-headed monster in the backfield as well, keeping the clock running. Under 4.5 to go, 3rd and 12. Hurts to Dallas Goedert. Hurts 26 of 36 for 239. That's a pickup of 16 and a first down. 6 plays later with under 2 to go. 3rd and goal. Hurts looking for Quez Watkins. Oh my gosh, he got destroyed and almost picked off. It led to an Eagles field goal. So Philly nursing a 3-point lead. Why? Because Cameron Dicker, Texas's all-time leading scorer, is in the University of Texas, splits the uprights. Once again, Jake Elliott can't play. He's banged up. So Philly has that 3-point lead. But here comes Kyler. $1:15 to go, 3rd and 8. Hits the former Eagle, Zach Ertz. He's number 2 all-time in the Eagles' receptions list. He moves the chains for Arizona. 4 plays later, Kyler, 2nd and 10. Slides shy of the chains there to bring up 3rd down. Very next play, 3rd and 1. They spike it? They did. So now you got to kick it on 4th and 1. It's not that long. It's Matt Amendola. Missed 3 field goal attempts in pregame. This is a guy who kicked for Kansas City earlier this year when Harrison Butker was banged up. He was no good there. Let's see what he's got. Once again, there's no Matt Prater. He's out with a hip injury. So Amendola, hopefully practice doesn't make perfect, if you know what I mean. From 43, oh gosh. Cliff Kingsbury's like, I cannot believe it. We're finding new ways to be on the wrong side of the W. Whew. This is a tough season. On the other side of things, Arizona, I like your all-black unis and the black helmets. That was a win. All right, let's watch one of the most exciting teams in the NFL. Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Seriously, like no joke. Go Hawks. 3rd and 5 down in the Bayou. Geno to DK Metcalf, gets behind the secondary. He gets in from 50 yards out without the assistance of a cart. Seattle's up 7-3. That's good because I am not doing any more bathroom reports on this show. I have vetoed that. There's no Jameis Winston in the starting lineup. Andy Dalton got the call, but there was plenty of Taysom Hill as well. We know what he does with it. I'm not so sure Seattle did. 8 yards, he's in on the ground. We're tied at 10. Taysom Hill, 9 yards, he's in. Saints are up 17-10 after 14 unanswered. As for Andy Dalton, he's like, hey, can you show me? Like, I was a starting quarterback on this day. He did have Alvin Kamara back in the starting lineup, which is good. He's been bothered by bad ribs. But it's the rookie tandem of Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen who forced the turnover. Saints have turned it over a league-high 13 times this year. And 3 plays later, Geno to Tyler Lockett. I got to tell you, man, there was no way I thought Seattle was going to be this exciting, right? And you're all nodding your heads with me wherever you're watching this show. What, you don't want me to say that, Tyler? Is that what it was? Is that why you shushed me? Okay, be quiet. 3rd quarter. I got to do more excitement. DK, fumble! Recovered by the Saints in Seattle territory. And 6 plays later, it's Andy Dalton to the rookie wideout who's been awesome. Chris Olave for the score. Unfortunately, banged his head on the turf, left with a concussion. Later on in the 3rd, Saints up 5. Dalton to Alvin Kamara. You saw the fumble earlier. He more than made up for it. 194 total yards, 2nd most for him. What a day for Alvin Kamara. Difference maker. Playmaker. Sorry, Michael Irvin. Chris, I am the playmaker, not Alvin Kamara. Sorry. Taysom Hill, playmaker. That's his only attempt of the day. It's a touchdown to Adam Trautman. Saints are up a couple of scores, and Jameis is ready to eat the W. On to the 4th. Same score, but here comes Seattle. Geno, you won't see a prettier pass than this one on Sunday. Once again to Tyler Lockett. Geno threw for 268. This one covers 40. Lockett 5 for 104 and a couple of scores. Yeah, I get you, my man. You are fun to watch. This wasn't fun. Rashad Penny fractured tibia, according to our Ian Rappaport. So Kenneth Walker, the 5th-round pick out of Michigan State who had more than 1,600 rushing yards and 18 touchdowns a season ago in Spartyville, he gone for 69 yards. And Seattle has come back to reclaim the lead. But here comes New Orleans. Why am I doing this stupid cadence? I have no idea. So here comes Hill on 3rd and 1, busted through the goal line defense, which they decided to play on the 40. He's the 3rd player with 3 rushing touchdowns, 100 rushing yards, and a passing score in NFL history. Our LaDainian Tomlinson and somebody's Ronnie Brown did it as well. 2-point conversion is good. Saints lead at 39-32. Here comes Seattle, though. 3rd and 2. Geno pressured. Cam Jordan, Demario Davis. That's going to do it. Seattle would punt and never see the ball again. Saints have won 6 of the last 7 in this series, and that was first drive. Buffalo backed up against its own end zone. Josh Allen's like, you just tacking on more stats for me, brah. Gabe Davis, 98 yards on that score, longest pass play in the NFL in 6 years, and tied for the franchise record. Play from scrimmage. T.O. also had a 98-yard grab back in the day as well. 2nd quarter, Bills are up 10-3. They liked it so much, they tried it in the other direction. Allen to Gabe Davis. Minka Fitzpatrick, who's a ball hawk, had his mitts on it, but Davis like, I am strong man. I will take it away from you. I doubt he said it stupid like that, and probably didn't even have time to say it at this point, but he did it anyway. That is a 62-yard score. That's awesome. Somebody got to get in the weight room. Terrell Austin, your DC, none too pleased. But he'd have to do more yelling. Stephon Diggs entering the pass, punt, and kick contest as well. 8 for 102 for him. Mike Tomlin, yep. Later on in the second, Allen to the 5th rounder out of Boise, Khalil Shakur, his first touchdown. Allen threw for 348 of his career best, 424 in the first half to go along with 4 scores, and this one's a lapper. It's 31-3. As for Kenny Pickett taking over at the helm for Mitchell Trubisky, third quarter, it got a little physical and emotional. It's kind of the late slide. Remember, he did the fake slide thing back in college, and DeMar Hamlin lights him up. Hamlin does not get flagged, but don't worry, James Daniels does for protecting his QB. Yeah, and by the way, he got off at the wrong exit because he ended up in the Bills' sideline. Yep, oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm going to get back on this freeway and just get on out of here. Probably not a bad idea. It's probably a late slide. I'm guessing maybe later in his career that's a penalty. I don't know. But Daniels definitely is a penalty. As for the game, we get back in this thing. 4th and 15. Watch Shaq Lawson, number 90, at the end. Kind of goes low on Pickett a little bit. Once again, no flag on Lawson. But Pickett didn't like it, and here comes the Bills because Pickett went after the big fella. Hey, Rook, I love your fire. I got to tell you, man, I just walk away. At the end of the day, don't stick your hands in somebody else's helmet. That is a moneymaker on your right. I know it's a small moneymaker, but it is a moneymaker nonetheless. This one, ugly. Steelers' worst loss ever in the Tomlin era. Worst loss since the Browns skunked them 51-zip in 1989. You can see it. It's not pretty. So for the third time ever, the Steelers are 1-4 under Mike Tomlin. The 2 other times they got back to 8-8. Coach, was it an effort problem?
You know, I don't have a lot of questions in that regard. I got questions about the quality of our play and our, some of the positions that we put them in. But, I don't question that component in my gut as I stand here. We just got smashed today.
All right. Teddy B starting for the injured Tua out in the Meadowlands. Feel like a little extra sauce with that? Sauce Gardner, the first-round pick, hitting Teddy Bridgewater. Ouch. That's in the end zone. It's intentional grounding. It's a safety, and there was a lack of safety because Teddy Bridgewater checked for a concussion. He actually passed the concussion protocol test, but because of the new rules just implemented a few days ago, he actually had to sit out the rest of the game. Skylar Thompson was in, 7th rounder out of K-State, lit it up in the preseason, got lit up in this game at times. There's Sauce with his first career INT. And after the pick, Jets turn it into points. Remember Zach Wilson last week caught a touchdown? Here he's running for one, just barely getting across the line before getting lit up. Jets are up on the mighty Finn, 19-7 late in the first half. Now the Dolphins, they're ensuing possession. Watch the trickeration. Watch the kid, Skylar Thompson. He's like, I have no idea what the play is. I have no idea. And that's Durham Smythe, who stops and takes it in. We saw the Chiefs run that recently with their tight end. And that's cute. Dolphins are down just 5. In the fourth quarter, you don't want to listen to highlights anymore, Zach? Come on, man. Wilson, Breece Hall. He was a beast on this day with 197 total yards. He gets it down to the goal line where the other half of the running back tandem, Michael Carter, would punch it in. He got a couple of scores. Jets are up. He did the waddle. I see ya. Next Dolphins possession, Thompson under pressure. Carl Lawson gets the strip sack. Quinton Williams, big fellow, pretty talented when he's not yelling at his position coach. He feasts on that fumble, and he's going uphill as in over Tyreek Hill. Have a seat, dude. Robert Saleh's loving this. As for Breece Hall, he was unreal. As I told you, 197 total yards, most ever by a Jets rookie running back. He scores. Save your receipts. The Jets have their first division win since 2019, snapping a 12-game losing skid. All right, to start the season, back-to-back road wins for the Bucs were followed by consecutive home losses. One where the offense couldn't get out of neutral. The other, the defense couldn't put the brakes on Kansas City. But TB's perfect NFL opponent showed up today because TB12 is a perfect 10-0 all-time against the Atlanta Falcons. The fight for first in the NFC South. Second quarter of a scoreless game, Brady airing it out to Mike Evans. Brady 35 of 52 for 351 and a touch. And that's nice touch and a snag. Although Evans would leave the game momentarily, he was fine. He would return. As for Leonard Fournette, Bucs stymied on the ground last week. Ran the ball just 6 times for 3 yards. Here he plunges in for the 1-yard touchdown run. 23 carries, 69 yards for Tampa as a team. But Fournette really did it out of the backfield. A career-high 10 catches. And I hear he's kind of getting a big head over this stuff. Oh, yeah, see? Uh-huh. I love those things, by the way. Bucs are up 21-zip. In the fourth, Avery Williams, a former Boise State cornerback, now turned running back. Remember, there's no Cordero Patterson right now. Good spin move. That's good work for a converted corner. Falcons are down 21-7. Next Atlanta possession, Marcus Mariota. Olamide Zaccheaus. He's into the end zone. Falcons get a 2-point conversion. They're down just 6, and all they need is a little stop. And guess what, Arthur Smith? If it absolutely positively has to be called overnight, it will be 3rd and 5. Grady Jarrett brings down Brady. The sack. They're going to force a punt. There's a flag. Brady says it's on them for... Oh, you're kidding me. They're calling that roughing the passer. Jerome Boger said in the pocket it was unnecessarily threw him to the ground. So the Bucs win. Arthur Smith, your thoughts on that?
I didn't talk to him.
What explanation did you get about that?
I got to find out how I can coach better. It has nothing to do with him. There's a lot of things in the game that I got to figure out what I can do from a coach.
And then turn it over to Tevin Coleman. Little screen pass. Yes, I said Tevin Coleman. Former Niner who's bounced around to a couple of teams. Now he's back, just brought up from the practice squad, and he scores San Francisco's first touchdown of the day. Second quarter, Baker looking for Christian McCaffrey, and he airmails it. Emmanuel Mosley, this is the good news for him, the pick 6. The bad news is Kyle Shanahan is fearing a possible torn ACL suffered later in the game. At that point, it's San Francisco 17-3. Double pump by Baker, who was being pressured all day by this fearsome front of San Francisco. DeMeco Ryans, man's going to get a head coaching job some point soon. Third quarter, more injury news for the Niners. Nick Bosa, your sack leader, didn't play in the second half because of a groin. Robbie Gould, the kicker, out with a knee. 4th and 1 for Baker. Tosses it to Christian McCaffrey. That's a pretty play for Matt Rule and his crew. He had 104 total yards. Failed 2-point conversion. Panthers are still down 8 at that point. Third quarter, Garoppolo to Juwan Jennings. We're playing a little pinball and getting a first down and then some. Get off me! Gets inside the 5 after a gain of 32. And then Garoppolo, they barely used their most lethal weapon. Deebo Samuel only had 4 touches. There's his touchdown, though. Jimmy, 18 of 30 on this day for 253. Niners back up 15. Fourth quarter now, their lead has been cut to 12. Jeff Wilson again on 2nd and 5. I'll tell you, the one thing this team can do is run the football offensively. Next play, it's Wilson again, plunging in from a yard out. San Francisco, the only team in the NFC West with a winning record. Matt Rule and his crew, just 1 dub through 5 games so far. Highest scoring team in the league. What? Jared Goff and the Lions? Yeah, taking on Bill. Well, you know, they're really good. They've got some great players. Like that. 4th and 1 for the Lion near midfield, and Jamal Williams gets stuffed. Turnover on downs. First drive, that's it. Next Lions possession after they're down 3-zip. Goff looking for T.J. Hockenson, but Jack Jones, the 4th rounder out of Arizona State, that's back-to-back weeks with a pick for that kid. By the way, the unis are awesome. All hail Steve Grogan in the neck roll. Second quarter, Goff sacked by Matthew Judon on 4th and 9. Kyle Duggar picks it up. He gets into the end zone for his first career score. Judon, a sack in each of the Patriots' 5 games so far. He has been worth every penny of that free agent deal he inked a few seasons ago. It's 13-0 New England. Third quarter, Lyon down 16-zip, 4th and 2. We're going for it. Amon-Ra St. Brown, so good, but he ain't going to get past 2 guys where they throw it short of the sticks. Lions 0 for 6 on 4th downs in this game. Goff threw for just 229 and a pick. As for the former Lions coach, Matt Patricia, dialing it up offensively. Bailey Zappi, his first NFL start. Touch. 9 carries, 22 yards. Unfortunately, that one was called back because of a penalty, but it is great to see that kid out there. Washington's been fun at times. Interesting unis. I don't know, kind of dig them. Diami Brown, third rounder out of Carolina a season ago. 2 catches on this day, but they were big ones. That one over the shoulder, 75 yards. Carson Wentz threw for 359 on this day. Commanders up 10-7, now down 14-10. Wentz to Brown again. Look at that with one hand. Jahan Dotson did that earlier this year, and since he's banged up now, Brown's going to have to do it. Commanders back up 3. Third quarter, Titans trying to get it done. Tannehill to Nick Westbrook-Akina. This is a good throw with a guy draped all over him. 61 yards. 6 plays later, can we give it to the big fella? Derrick Henry, another century mark for him on the day. 2 more scores. 73rd touchdown ties Earl Campbell for the most in franchise history. Fourth quarter, under 30 to go. Washington down 4. Wentz, no timeouts. Terry McLaurin, flag on Christian Fulton. They're down at the goal line, but because they have no more timeouts, they go pass, and now on 3rd and goal, pass again, and it's picked off by David Long Jr. Dude, just get down. Get that. He eventually did. The Titans hang on by the longest of yards. The Titans, by the way, despite scoring 0 points in the fourth quarter this year, they're 3-2. Cool moment afterward is a pair of Bama backs sign and trade jerseys. It's so good to see this kid back there. That was a scary scene for him to get to run out of the tunnel and enjoy. That's great. Very good. Very cool. Check in on the AFC South leading Jacksonville Jaguars. But they got to face their kryptonite. They've lost 8 straight to the Houston Texans, who don't even have a win this year. Trevor Lawrence, 5 turnovers last week in Philly. Oh, gosh. Come on, kid. Not across your body. Not in the red zone. Picked off by the number 3 overall pick, Derek Stingley Jr., his first INT. Hit the fast forward button in this exciting thriller in a 6-6 game to the 4th. Davis Mills looking for Nico Collins. You won't find a more acrobatic move than that on this Sunday. A gain of 23. Look at him pulling it off the dome of Tyson Campbell. You got muffed. Wrong network, but you know what I'm talking about. 3 plays later, Texans 3rd and 20. The number 1 overall pick, Trayvon Walker's offsides, and then what are we doing? The 5-yard flag we can live with. That we cannot. That's 15 yards and an automatic first down. 8 plays later, it's another rookie, Dameon Pierce. He was everybody's fantasy sleeper, which didn't make him a sleeper. Now you know why. Get off of me. I will drag you to the 1. 20 yards as he shed 7 tackles. Holy beastquake. 26 carries, 99 yards for the kid out of Florida. And 2 plays later, he punches it in. Texans have the lead late. 1 last shot for Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson and this crew. 4th and 10 from midfield. Give your guy a chance. Evan Ingram can make a... No shot. Texans, the last team to win. They've won 9 in a row.